So, I'm not in my fear-induced ridiculous coma or my freakouts. I wanted to talk about courage. Uh, and I guess the real truth about me is, I was a very courageous individual, at one point. But what you're about to learn is what happens when you force somebody to violate every value they have and then treat it like a joke. And then you do nothing but just keep hurting that person because that's the only way you know how to communicate. Um, so, this is going to sound very victim brain, but it is more of a comprehensive understanding of why I'm not that person that did those amazing things. Uh, Death of the mind, death of the body, death of the spirit. You can kill somebody's mind. They cannot be that person you love anymore. That happens. Dark Night of the Soul time. So, I decided when I was a kid to do the right thing because it's the right thing because I watched television shows, kids shows, anything from G.I. Joe to Captain Planet, which I wasn't really a big fan of, to Ronald the Magic School Bus, McGee and Me, all these, the generic VHS tapes, you know. Even Talking with People, and Barney, and Sesame Street. Thomas the Train was one of my favorites growing up. In my brain, the characters' faces and mouths actually moved when I was a kid. Yeah. When I watch it now, that magic's gone because my imagination doesn't work that way. There was a show called Wienerville. I don't know what was up with that for years, but all these shows had moral teachings and lessons, like any good programming, in them. So as a result, I learned that doing the right thing because it's the right thing is the best way to be because it makes people like you. It enables people to trust you because they know you're going to do the right thing. I think there was an episode of Arthur where it talks about when you do the right thing, like people develop a form of trust in you, and you develop a sense of trust in yourself. Why I do not have courage, seemingly, is because, not because I'm scared, it's because I do not trust myself. In regards to the Mary Bowberry thing, once again, they did it to the belly girl, they started feeding her, and then she died. And then they were doing that again, and all that is trauma. And in movie narratives, you do something the second time, and you overcome it, but in reality, trauma brain. You want it to stop. That is the only thing you want. You do not want a repeat of what happened last time. Not because you're a coward, but because this is going to all go bad because it all went bad last time. You see, this is a fine line between me and Blondie. He can't learn. He's gambling with somebody else's life and he's harassing me again. And what happened with Carolina, dumbass? It went bad for you. Can't fucking learn. You see, because I lost the trust in myself, and the other side of this is I am not an extremely resilient person. I lost Mary Bowberry, and cartoonishly, every time I made one of these videos that damned me, I cartoonishly remembered I wasn't supposed to do that later, which is pretty funny when I think about it. It's just a cruel sense of irony this world has. But I made that video and then immediately fucking regretted it later. And, you know, one of those things was I was trapped in the victimized reactionary brain and I was constantly, you can go watch them, I was constantly pissed off and chewing ass because you people need a bullet to the head. You can't be good people, so to me, you don't have value at all. To you, you can have all the value in the world. You think you're super important. Okay. So, why I don't have resilience, is actually a really funny thing. Why I don't bounce back, instantly from anything. When I was in high school, if I liked a girl and I got rejected, it took me forever to get over it. The reason I keep going on about Mary is because it's going to take me forever to get over it. But I will get over it. Because this is just a fact of life. Loved ones and the things you want get taken from you. And whether or not it's a narcissistic bastard who is insecure about his genes because he's an inbred retard and he wants to soil everybody else's genes with his inbred ones, yeah, he's going to take Mary Bowberry's genes back a million years because he can't handle the fact that it would be better if he just didn't reproduce. Trust me. But yeah. You see, I don't have resilience because I always acted in alignment with my values, no matter what. Never violated them. Ever. Yup. I believed every time I was doing the right thing, I was doing the right thing. When I went to court in Ackworth, I believed that, it's funny because I used to say I don't do believing, but I do recognize now that on some level I did do believing. I believe that because I had never done a single thing wrong in my entire life, that I was not going to go to prison. That is where my courage came from. I knew 1,000,000% because I'm a good person, nothing bad was going to happen to me. And then Stu had to prove to me, you can be a complete piece of shit and still get away with it. You just gotta frame other people, do all the wrong things no matter what. And then when you questioned about the explanation as to why you would be doing those things, he never really had a good answer outside of good people make him feel like shit and he doesn't know how to process it. You feel like shit because you don't have value. Okay? That is why you feel like shit. Okay? The reason you have a sorrowful soul is because you are acting against your values. The reason you are self-immiserating is because you are acting against your own values out of spite or maybe even self-hatred. Maybe you think you deserve it. Maybe you're like, oh, I deserve to feel like shit because I'm a piece of shit. Quit being a piece of shit. There's the solution. There you go. Go write it down. But yeah. No, I don't have resilience because I never actually violated my values that regularly. And even breaking up with girls I liked in high school or anything, any type of rejection for that matter, it took me forever to get over it. My cuddle buddy can tell you about this, and this is a thing that came up. I simply don't trust these people because they have never done anything trustworthy. And this came up with Anal Eating Mummy God. He had me evaluate this entire situation, I remember now. He literally put me on the phone to speak to the Attorney General. I don't know why that was, but the Attorney General immediately started extorting me for money. And I didn't know how to handle it, and I treated it like a joke. And I think I'm going to give that guy, like, if whatever happens, happens, I'm going to give him like $4 billion because I was stupid on heavy metals and I didn't know what I was doing. And this was the thing with these people. I was stupid on heavy metals and the only thing they could do is take advantage of me. And would you trust somebody that makes you stupid and then takes advantage of you? Does that sound like somebody worthy of trust? Does that sound like somebody worthy of helping? Does that sound like somebody you would want around you? At all. Just think about it. So he put me in a fucked up situation and then just kept doing things like that and then is like, oh, it's your fault. No, that's not my fault. That's the church's fault. Okay? We're going to set guidelines and boundaries. You poisoned me with heavy metals. I did a bunch of dumb things. That's you. Okay? The same way when a mass shooter kills people for religion, if your religion didn't exist, that mass shooter wouldn't exist. If you're a part of a church, you are responsible for that person's actions. The same way everybody in this church, when Stu murders somebody, or any of the church leaders murder somebody, everybody is accountable for that man's actions. Okay? Not the other way around where you remove agency and go, this is how it has to be. Personal opinion. But yeah, so what I'm talking about here on this thing is it takes me way too damn long to recover from anything because I don't never spent time in psychological recovery. This 2.5 year span of individuation makes sense that I would never have enough time. And I even told Anal Eating Mummy God when he brought this up. They traumatized this guy, they poisoned him, and he's gonna come over the trauma, he's gonna give himself chelation, and it's all self. And it was the stupidest thing I had ever heard. And I was like, and this guy's extremely mentally ill. And you people want him to overcome all these obstacles and then learn how to file pro se in 2 years? Are you fucking nuts? And I was, what does recovery from heavy metal poisoning look like? What does recovering from trauma look like? I was like, this guy is going to be a chaotic lunatic. And I am. Look at the other videos I did. Screaming about killing people, murdering, all these crazy things. Things I never would have said in my entire fucking life had I not been critically fucked up to begin with. But then these people go, you take responsibility for what we did. Because we don't have any agency and we don't care. We don't care. I don't care. Okay, fine. And then what's on top of that? To make the situation even worse. Okay. Blondie found out that I really like Mary Bowberry. Okay. And then he stole her from me in this situation. And then he goes, trust me? You guys need to understand when developing trust, you actually have to be trustworthy. Okay? Trustworthy. Okay? You have to demonstrate you are capable of these things. And I remember, dude, just the stupid shit with Blondie, the blue-eyed guy, and Anal Eating Mummy God, and the integrity, as, in my opinion, when they were dealing with me, they were not acting with integrity. And then furthermore, even in the moment, they're literally telling me about integrity. They're taking advantage of me because I'm stupid on heavy metals and need EDTA and chelation therapy, and they're not going to give it to me. Because they don't believe in helping people, and that's just a lack of a morals. That's a lack of a moral. Whatever the opposite of a moral is, a sin of their religion, is I don't help people, so we fucked you up, now we can take advantage of you. Ha 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 ha! Like, yeah. So, yeah, in this, yeah, in a nutshell, that courage I had that seemed so unbreakable, it was unbreakable because I never did anything wrong. Stu accusing me of killing anybody. I never killed anybody, so I wasn't afraid during that entire fucking, all the trials that went down in Ackworth, because I had never done anything wrong, okay? The thing that terrifies me now is I actually did something wrong, and even my subconscious, dealing with my subconscious, it's self-punishing, and it's self-sabotaging, because it believes that I did something wrong and deserve punishment. And the only way I could fix that was by forgiving myself. Actually forgiving myself, which is something I've never done in my entire life. Okay? Because I've never had to. Because I was a good person. And this is the thing. I followed my values to a T. These people could not handle that. And I want to talk about this. When I was out there in the desert, and I spoke to James Gunn about the Superman movie. Spoilers, I was a part of that too. I talked about the problem with the Zack Snyder universe is Superman had no weaknesses. And the problem with every Superman ever is they are seemingly invincible. And I told him you got to give him the biggest weakness of any superhero ever. Kindness. Because he can take it. I was like, because he's invincible, because he's unstoppable, that kindness has to be his thing, because kindness can get you fucking killed. And what I was talking about was my personal experience, because when I became president, one of the things that was revealed to me was my cuddle buddy was constantly dicking me over. All my people I thought were friends were constantly knifing me in the back for their church when I was doing the right thing. And these people just kept doing the wrong thing. And then they hated me. They could not stand me because I did the right thing. And it made them sick. And it made them sick because when you're a good person, you curate other people's shittiness. Suddenly you become a mirror for what they actually are. They're self-righteous. They're bastards. They're liars. When I was in elementary school, a teacher gave us gummy worms. And I got a big bag of them, and I ended up sharing them with my friends. And we had this Christian fucker in there. I forget the guy's name. He was a complete asshole, though. And we gave out the gummy worms. I shared my gummy worms. And this guy was like, my religion's the only good thing, therefore, and his religion came up in everything. And he was just so mind-numbing. And I explained to James Guns, I was like, when you do Superman, you have to do it like, he has to be annoying to everybody in his need to do good. Everybody should eye roll. But then he should also be a symbol of, this is why you do the right thing. Okay? This is why you don't behave like a piece of shit. This is why you don't lie and manipulate to get what you want, okay? And I didn't realize at the time, but I was talking about myself, but I was also talking about how he has to be in alignment with his values. I was like, this can't come from a church where you go, the church is the only value, because the church doesn't have value. It doesn't have value of any type. Even the people in this religion, the only value it provides them is the loss of agency, so they have an excuse for behaving like pieces of shit. Okay? That is their only skill. And dude, once again, I think I said it in another video, the motto of this church should be, we rape angels. Like, we hate good people, and the only people we let be successful in life are people who think and operate like us. They're complete pieces of shit, but they can virtue signal. Like, I just picture Blondie when he steals my glory and just is out there. And, you know, all the good things are going to happen, but here's the issues. It's not me leading, so that's it. That's going to be the end of it. Those are going to be the only good things, and then it's all going to get bad because Blondie's going to be like, ha ha, my philosophy works. I behave like a piece of shit. It's amazing. I love it. I got Mary. I'm replacing Bobby, but I'm not going to do what Bobby would do. Ha ha ha. And you're just going to be like, great. One of the things I did notice in life is I remember talking to Sean Andrews when I was in high school, and he was like, something about people. They just don't trust people from my religion. Is it because you go around poisoning people with heavy metals, poisoning them with poisonous coffees, killing them, murdering them, putting their kids into human trafficking because they said words you didn't like? You're super sensitive about everything. You overreact to everything. You're neurotic and weird because you have a lead brain. You have no morals and values, and nobody likes you when they find out you're a part of this religion, because I'm pretty sure you people are so big that everybody secretly knows you're complete pieces of shit, but they also know not to say anything. They know to maintain kayfabe, because they're all terrified of you. And you go, that's the same as respect. You see, in actuality, no, that's why you guys fail. I dare any of these YouTubers that are members of this church to blatantly come out and say that you are a member of this religion, and then just every episode be like, just advertise your church, and then just witness how fast your shit starts falling apart because people see you. And they know, and everybody has a daughter or a kid or a family member that was murdered by you people. Okay? Yeah.